Hi, good evening, Nas.
Hi, good morning, Paro.
Happy Diwali to you and to all our listeners. Um, May this year bring forth so much light, so much joy to everybody's life, and may there be bigger and better experiences with each passing day.
Absolutely. Tathastu.
Amen to that.
and, and so be it. Yeah.
So we are back. We are back in our Simplicity series, back with Wu Hsin and his beautiful words. And today we have picked something that, again, I believe is a little bit of one of those on the edge sort of a brain teaser. And that's because the more you read this statement, these few statements, the deeper the insight grows. So this one says, those who adhere to the experience of others
Mm.
gain knowledge.
Okay.
Those who seek experience of their own know.
Wow. Okay.
So and on the face of it, it is a wow,
Mm.
but there is, as always, there is some contrast built in, and there is some slight challenge built in, right? So, what I read when read the very first statement is those who adhere to the experience of others gain knowledge. Gaining knowledge in and of itself, again, is a good thing. We would much rather want to be in the space of gaining knowledge, heading towards wisdom, as opposed to just remaining ignorant. But he's contrasting it with the factor of experience, that if you're gaining knowledge from others' experience, you have gained knowledge, but you still don't know until you have experienced it. So take us deeper into this.
Those who adhere to the experience of others gain knowledge. That means there are people who love to adhere to the experience of others because they love to gain knowledge. And we have spoken in our previous episodes
Yes.
that knowledge is something that the ego wants, right? So
Right.
everyone is just seeking knowledge. And the more knowledge I have, the better it is because um, it helps me show off that I know so much, right? And that's why maybe it is the need of the ego to adhere to the experience of others because the mind is seeking to know what's happening out there, right? Um, and you can see it's very superficial. I'm really not interested in what you are feeling. It is something that I want to know for myself so that I can use it for my own exhibit, ego exhibit, if I may say. Um, and Wusen very clearly says that this isn't going to help you. I mean, this is really going to only increase the chattering of the mind, right? While he also talks about shattering the cup of the mind.
Right.
Yeah. And I guess in one of our episodes, we've also spoken about wisdom, you know,
Right.
learning what's happening out there is not going to help us grow in our wisdom. It's only going to help us grow in our ego. That's what knowledge does. But those who seek experience of their own, they know. I mean, like Swami Sarvapriyananda says, that you can experience consciousness only on the inside, right? So this, you embody everything that will help you grow in your understanding, in your experience, in your wisdom. So you learn from here. And I guess one thing that we don't do is we don't trust that I know something, or there is a huge ocean of knowingness,
Right.
that wisdom that we have, we don't access. We think that um, through knowledge, we're going to get in touch with some wisdom, but it's not knowledge that will lead you to wisdom. It's knowingness and taking a dive deep into your awareness where you will really have access to the wisdom that is innate. It's the innate wisdom given to us as consciousness.
So tell me something, because oftentimes we conflate, these very high level thoughts and, sayings or quotations with everyday life. So if I were to say that, hey, I have to send my child to school to learn physics, he's not going to experience physics. You have
Mm,
to learn physics, you have to gain the knowledge
mm,
by whatever has been experienced. For example, Newton. Apple
mm,
fell, he got the experience, he got the idea, and now others learn from it. So
mm,
others are gaining knowledge.
mm.
um, what is it that this domain is talking about? Is it still in that realm of, learning from people like Newton, and, then translating into their lives, or this is talking about feelings, emotions, something deeper?
So first of all, all education, I don't know how much of it we are using, okay, in our day-to-day life. So that's a different subject that we can really talk about someday. But
Right.
coming back to understanding about applying that knowledge, of course, people who have made discoveries and created, you know, so much in their own respective field, they have a lot of value to add, and it is important that we learn and appreciate and apply. But what Wu Hsin is really talking about is, you know, get into spaces where maybe you genuinely want to learn, right? It's not knowledge for the sake of knowledge, just because everybody else is learning. I need to learn. I wish our education system provided that kind of choices and opportunities. Then, I mean, I didn't have to go through learning all the chemistry and physics that that I learned in school. I don't know how much of it I'm using or applying. So yeah, I guess at some point in time we all just follow the decorum, you know. Um,
Right.
yeah, I think
And I do think you've touched a point. I think this isn't just about early learning and academia. This is about, as we are maturing, we oftentimes have poured so much knowledge that we no longer know how to arrive at something as a true knowing, because
yeah.
we no longer have the guts or the trust to experience something
Mm.
um, to the extent, and take it to the extent of knowing it well enough to actually feel like that is no longer a concept you've learned. It's a concept you are, you know.
True. And all the books that we read from, and even our spiritual books, I mean, we get a sense of aha, that wow, it's happening to these masters and these teachers. I mean, really, can we think that it could happen to us? You know, um, and that's very important. I mean, um, to understand that that is only a pointer towards your own awakening, that is something that we need to get in touch with. you know it's not about saying that all good is out there, and I can just flaunt it by using their experience. It's about you imbibing that in your own self. Are you ready
Right,
and willing to do that? Are you
right.
picking up what is important and then applying it? As long as you're doing that, that's fine. But if you're just flaunting that knowledge, that isn't. Pick up those pointers and apply it in your own being, experience, make use of others' experiences, okay, and grow from there. Grow from there so that it becomes a part of your experience. Only then you would learn. Only then you'd grow wiser. Only then you could say that now I know. Now I know.
Nice. I think that's a very beautiful concluding statement, which is to grow. Don't just borrow knowledge and regurgitate, grow from there, so that we can end up with the statement of now I know.
Yes,
I
now.
loved how you created that conclusion. So thank you so much for this quick chat as always.
Thank you.
Again, wrapping up with a very happy Diwali to everybody, all our listeners. Leave us some comments and questions. We appreciate you reaching out to us. Thank you.
Bye bye. Thank you. Happy Diwali.